When firefighters entered the crumbling remains of a burning duplex, they didn't expect to find life. But in the far corner of the scorched kitchen, curled around two frightened kittens, was a badly burned pit bull, eyes squinting through. Smoke, chest rising and falling with shallow breaths. The crew froze for a moment. The dog didn't growl, didn't move, simply looked at them as if saying, "Please, save them first." They carried him out with the kittens, wrapping the animals in blankets, rushing them to safety. The news called him a miracle, a survivor. Shelter staff named him Blaze for the fire he endured and the fire he carried in his heart to protect. Blaze's road to recovery wasn't easy. He had burns along his flank and down one leg. His fur was patchy, his paws tender, but his eyes still sharp, still gentle. Veterinarians were amazed at his tolerance, never snapping, never pulling away. When they cleaned his wounds, he would whimper, but not resist. The kittens, fully recovered, were adopted quickly. But Blaze remained at the shelter, his reputation as a pit bull clouding what he had done. To the world, he was a breed too. The shelter staff, he was a guardian. A woman in her early 40s came to the shelter one rainy afternoon. She wasn't looking for a dog, she was just looking for something. She walked past the playful pups and colorful signs until she stopped in front of Blaze's kennel. He didn't bark. He didn't move. He just watched her. Calm. Steady. "What's his story?" she asked. They told her. The fire. The kittens.
Antics.
She crouched down and whispered, "You're a fighter, aren't you?" Blaze didn't respond. But he didn't look away either. That night she filled out the paperwork. She didn't need time to decide. They both needed a new beginning. At home, Blaze was quiet. He didn't chew toys or run laps. He moved slowly, methodically, like someone used to walking on broken glass. The woman, Kay, a trauma counselor who had once lost everything in a house fire, understood too well. She gave Blaze's space, spoke softly, let him come to her. One night, she had a nightmare, and Blaze, who always slept near the door, climbed onto the bed and rested his head on her chest. Neither moved until sunrise. That became a turning point. Word of Blaze's story reached a local support group for fire survivors. The woman was invited to bring him to a gathering at first. She was hesitant, but Blaze walked into that room with quiet confidence. A young boy with burn scars approached. Cautiously, Blaze lowered himself, tail wagging, ears soft. The boy sat beside him and smiled. From then on, Blaze became a regular visitor. Fire stations invited him. Schools told his story.
Out.
He sat beside people who cried, who remembered, who feared, and gave them something solid to hold on to. Blaze, once labeled a victim, had become a healer. Years passed. Blaze aged gracefully, but the damage from the fire had taken its toll. His leg ached more. His breathing grew heavier. His eyes dulled only slightly, but never lost their depth. On his last visit to a firehouse, an older firefighter knelt down and said, "You saved lives, you know that." Blaze rested his head in the man's hand, at home that night. The woman lit a single candle on the windowsill, a tradition she kept for those lost to flames.
Oh.
Blaze lay at her feet. He didn't rise the next morning. They buried Blaze under a maple tree in the backyard, beside a small stone that read, "Blaze, guardian, survivor, friend." Every year on the anniversary of the fire, the woman lights a candle for him too. And when she visits the support group, she carries a photo of the pit bull with kind eyes and a quiet soul, who showed the world that even from fire, something gentle can rise.